to the Regulatory Committee the decision on the proposed amendments to the Property Maintenance and Nuisance Bylaw. I'll ask Linda Cooper to move the recommendations there, and I think, just trying to check who I had on the...
Kylie.
Happy to second, Mr. Mayor.
Kathy Casey, I think, was also on the committee, seconded by Kathy Casey. And I'll ask again Linda Cooper to introduce, and then Paul Wilson to comment if there's anything to add.
And
Councillor Cooper.
Kylie's
and thanking Glenn Wilcox once again for participating on this panel.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So this is panel recommendations to amend the Property Maintenance and Nuisance Bylaw. So this is about private property, not public realm. Its effects on the public realm. So this report represents bylaw panel recommendations on public feedback, local board views on the proposal to amend the Property Maintenance and Nuisance Bylaw 2015. And the governing body adopted the statement of proposal for public notification on the 23rd of September. Must be 2021 because it's not 2022 yet. And we've had public consultation from the 26th of October to the 5th of December using all available channels. There was a majority support for all three proposals, and 12 local boards provided views by resolution, and our recommendations are summarised in attachment A. The panel recommendations support the proposal with the inclusion of examples of nuisance, because we found that a lot of people weren't quite sure what they could complain about and what they could not, what the bylaw didn't cover. So we thought it was best to articulate that more clearly. And we ask that the governing body approve the panel recommendations and adopt the changes. And also, I really do want to thank Councillor Casey and IMSB member Wilcox. It's a pleasure to work with them. And we have Kylie and Paul to address any questions regarding the proposal. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor. And Paul Wilson, is there anything that you'd like to add to that?
Thank you, Your Worship. Nothing further to add. Happy to answer any questions.
Great. Well, at this stage, I have no questions. I'll just give it Al Filippina's 3-second pause. Are there any comments then? And I'll gain...
Yes, Your Worship, there is a comment.
Okay, Councillor Mulholland.
Same comment as before. I'm wondering, so it's a comment, I won't phrase it as a question, but I'm wondering about the capacity and ability for us as a organisation serving the public to that we're fully resourced to enable any changes. So my concern is, do we have sufficient resource?
I'll have to take that as a comment, because we're past the question stage and obviously officials can't enter into the discussion here. But if I take Linda Cooper in reply, she might like to address that as well.
Yeah, and I guess the same response as in the earlier item. However, what we found through the consultation was that, and why we clarified the examples of nuisance and articulated them, was because we found that a lot of the complaints, people complained or had issues about things that weren't part of the bylaw. And so, and they come from an act, and Paul, you'll have to remind me which act, is it a Health Act or something, if Paul could remind me of that, that actually really dictates what those things are. And so people often feel that we should come and do something about something that we have no power over. And so that does have public dissatisfaction, but it's not something we have control over, and that is where it's tricky. And so, yeah, so I just leave that there, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Councillor. Well, I'll put the recommendations. All those in favour, please say aye.
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 Aye. To the contrary, no. I declare that carried. The next item on the agenda is item 12.